Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday to you. Day off for me today. Gonna be a great weekend. Gonna make it a great day. Today I'm gonna say, I've been running into a lot of this lately, but they hate us because they ain't us, man. And that's it, man. That is it. You know, you see people, first of all, if you got haters, that means you're doing something that they're not. So why they hate you is because they see something in you that they aren't doing in themselves. They know that they can do what you do, or they think, or maybe they don't know, which is why I speak, to try to help them know. But maybe, you know, they're not doing something that you're doing, and they know that they can do it, but they choose not to, so they fucking hate you instead. Does that fucking riddle make any sense to you? Because it sure as fuck doesn't make any sense to me. But hey, again, if you have haters, that's a good thing. You know? I don't want people to hate me, but I don't give a fuck if they do. Because for the last 6 years and 3 months, I worked my ass off on my whole life. Not just working for money, not just in a job, but my whole life. And that, working on my health, my fitness, my mindset, my running, fucking my careers, my businesses, everything has made money, opportunities come into my life. And I see people bitching and moaning about fucking everything every fucking day. If it's not one thing, it's another thing. And the fact is, people are blaming other people for everything. They're blaming Donald Trump for everything. They're blaming Joe Biden for everything. And when the next guy comes in, like I always say, they'll blame him for everything. Mark my words. In 4 years, when there's a new president, they're going to blame him for everything. But the thing is, you need to start taking fucking some of the blame, all of the blame, for your shit life yourself. If you don't take the blame for your own fucking life, and if you don't start working on yourself and everything about yourself, you'll never have a better life. And you'll keep being a bitch for the rest of your life. A bitch and moaner for the rest of your life. So you can either get better, do better, have more opportunities, make more money, or you can bitch and moan and complain and be negative and keep having a worse life. Because if you don't ever work on yourself, you actually start going downhill after a while. I know, I was there. I started in the fucking hole in the ground that I dug. And I was negative as hell. I hated fucking people. But day by day, after I got clean and sober, I worked on myself. I allowed myself to be depressed for a month. And then I said, I'm tired of this shit. I'm getting better now. And I made myself an epically fucking better life because I worked my ass off on my whole life. So stop listening to the haters. Stop hating yourself. Kick this day's ass. Do fucking better. Let's go!